Good morning. Happy Saturday. I can't believe it, but it's the last full regular day of Laurapalooza. I just can't believe it's here already. And I do want to apologize to those of you who are watching this live as I upload it, that there was a break in the middle. But look at it this way. If I wasn't off doing stuff, there wouldn't be any footage to upload at all. So I do apologize, but it's getting up there as fast as I can. And today's t-shirt is one of the official Laurapalooza t-shirts. It was done after we started getting men registered who did not enjoy the idea of the pink design, which is the other one we have. And we had a couple changes in schedule. We had more videos last night than we intended, and we've got another one this morning, so I've got to get going. I wouldn't want to be late.
She made that possible.
I can't believe that I'm not the only Laura expert in the world. Growing up, I thought I was. That was before the internet, and once I got on the internet, I found out there was a whole world full of people who knew as much as, or now I know, more than I did about Laura and her family. So I was saying earlier, I travel all the time. I'm on a 50-state book tour, actually. I've been speaking about writing and books and speaking to readers and aspiring authors all over the country for about 20 years. And I've learned to sort of wing it. I sometimes bring cards that I try to use, and I find that I don't use them. But this is the first time, probably in about 10 years, that I actually wrote a speech. I said to my husband, I'm out of my element now. This is a different crowd. I'm speaking about something else, not my usual subject matter. So I wrote this like 30-page speech the other night, and then I tried to practice it, and I realized I'm not very good with reading a speech. So I'll try to chat, but I can also refer to it if I need to. But I just wanted you to know, I feel so much more comfortable after being here for a couple of days and seeing everybody else's presentations and realizing I'm among people who are just like me, that I'm not worried about it anymore. So I won't read my stiff speech.
Hi, I'm Wendy Corsi Staub, live from Laurapalooza. I was just telling everybody here about when I first saw Little House on the Prairie on television, how Pa was missing conspicuously the beard that the real Pa had. And I think that Charlie Daniels, when he tucks a fiddle under his chin with that big bushy beard, looks a lot more like Pa than Michael Landon did.
Geographically, so just when we're looking at the maps that show some weather stuff here in a minute, note that it's in southwest Minnesota, not exactly far into the corner, but sort of the southwest quadrant of Minnesota there. Directly west of here, west of Mankato, which is on the map, east of Brookings and Huron. During the day today, during the afternoon, when you guys initially get to Walnut Road and are walking around the dugout side and the town side area, it's going to be stinking hot to start. The weather, the high temperature forecast is around 91 degrees, and combined with humidity, that's going to make a heat index of around 100 to 105. So if you are a heat-sensitive person, you're going to want to carry some water with you. Take some breaks and some air conditioning, sit down from time to time. Don't overexert yourself because it is going to be very. In the weather world, we have an agency that actually issues how much of a risk there is of severe weather. They go slight, moderate, and high risk. High risks are very rare. They're only issued once or twice a year for really big outbreaks. Slight risks are more your everyday. There's a chance of thunderstorms and some could be severe. Moderate risk is something in between. They have some confidence that the storms will develop and that there will be severe weather with them. So the fact that there's a moderate risk in the area today indicates that there is some confidence that the storms that develop this afternoon and this evening will have the potential to be severe. And this includes the threat of, mainly probably damaging winds. But the earliest storms that develop will have the threat for very large hail and also for tornadoes. Not saying you're going to see one today, but just to be aware that the potential is there that these storms are going to be pretty strong. And what we're going going to see in the afternoon when the storms initially develop are kind of more isolated to scattered storms. You'll have one here and one here and one here. That would be severe. And as the evening goes on, those are going to congeal into a larger thunderstorm complex that is then expected to remain severe and sort of race across southern Minnesota. This should be doing this evening. We're pretty close to pageant time, so the real question is going to be where these thunderstorms get going. If they can get past Walnut Road while they're still isolated to scattered, things will be okay, the pageant can go off, but if they start up a little bit further to the northwest and then congeal and move through, I'm going to say the chances of the pageant actually happening, it might be a little risky, and it might be a fairly decent chance it would be canceled tonight. Amy has promised me she's bringing the NOAA weather radio with her so that she can stay tuned to the National Weather Service office in Twin Cities to listen for weather watches and warnings. And I think that's awesome that she has a weather radio. If you don't have one, I suggest you get one because they are directly listened to your weather service office off my soapbox. And keep in mind too, is if you are out in the open when a thunderstorm is approaching, get into buildings, get into safety. And if you're driving, don't be afraid to pull over and let the storm pass, but pay attention to where you pull over. Don't pull over in the road, make sure you get fully off the road. Don't pull over next to trees or power lines or other things that the wind could blow on you. And don't be afraid of a little hail. It takes very, very large hail to actually break a windshield. It just sounds really scary.
Hi, I'm John Fry from Chicago, and I'm having a great time at Laurapalooza 2010.
Without a hint of exaggeration, I can attest to the fact that when I have occasion to mention to someone that I am a specialist on Laura Ingalls Wilder and the Little House books, the immediate response is likely either, "Oh, I love those books as a child," or "I like those books so much that I read them to my children and then to my grandchildren." I'm willing to bet that you Wilder fans and scholars receive similar responses when mentioning these classic books.
Hello, I'm Gail Corsi from Wilmington, North Carolina, and I'm really enjoying Laurapalooza. I'm amazed at the presentations.
This is kind of fun because when we put this call for proposals together, looking for people who are writing about Laura, people who are researching Laura, different subjects and so forth, it didn't cross my mind, nor did it cross the mind of any of the other brains in the room when we were putting this proposal call together to think about panels, just discussions. And so I got this email well before the deadline. Would you accept a panel proposal? Because I have this great idea for this discussion. And when I got the title for the panel, I thought, oh, we so have to do this. I've been looking forward to this since I got that particular email, actually. Loving Laura in a Lindsay Lohan world. Featuring our three panelists, Sandra Hume, the editor of the Homesteader newsletter, Aaron Blakemore, a writer, entrepreneur, and longtime Little House fan whose book, The Heroine's Bookshelf, will be out this fall. I did see publishers' postcards on our bookmarks, I think, out here on the information table in the vending area. And Wendy McClure, can I reveal your alter?
Yeah.
Who tweets as our very hilarious half-pint Ingalls on Twitter, and is a writer with a book of her own coming out this fall to A Wilder Life. So please welcome our fan brain trust here. So here's our big announcement. We have reserved this exact same space for July 12th through the 14th, 2012, for Laurapalooza 2012. No theme yet. We'll have to make that determination, but we are excited to bring that to all of you.